Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Hand of Fate 2. So we almost were at the point where we were just gonna have to give up on this game. I can't even really call it a rage quit. We've just put so much time into it and I've struggled so much with defeating strength, and I just got lucky after doing the map maker, failing at the servant. I still don't see a real way you'd win it with the servant, but clearly the path to defeat the DLC servant adventure is to get more platinum cards. And we unlocked a new companion, and yet it's still not good enough to unlock the devil because we killed off another character too. So the move here is I think I really can win with this death card with these certain encounters that I've tried to put more of an effort into. Some of these I still don't know what they do for a couple of the new cards, but there is what feels like a decent chance to get your max life up with Lionheart in particular, which can give you +5 max life and 50 life for 3 uses. So Lionheart is going to play a heavy part in this, on top of which we can potentially combine the uses of healing spirits into the uses of Lionheart for even more. So I don't think it's just completely not worth trying, at least, to do double. We're skipping a couple of the other missions.
Who was responsible? A shame you've crossed so many.
Inherently, the thing here is that
like a cat, an assassin
you are going to
their prey.
really want to play the whole game all the way through to get the storyline, because there's no way to really recap the entire storyline, and then that's just not realistic, to play 20 missions before all the way through again before you play 21, the 21st mission. Okay, so first things we can do is we can inspect this and see what Sisters of Vengeance as a new card does. Nothing particularly too special. We have 10 gold, and this would be helpful to have, but we don't even have enough fame for it. This max life Imperial armor certainly would make a lot of sense. That's the only one that really does max life. So if we were to try and sell something, we could get to 14, but 14 wouldn't get us anywhere close. So what we have to hope here is that we could go back to the store, and I don't think we can, so that was just a poor turn. Here we have a token specific to this scenario, which that may also be an issue, certainly. Which card do I really want? Belly clubs is probably fine.
Excellent. A wise decision.
You cut down the remains of the hapless victim only to find nothing more than old boots and a piece of equipment. The boots melt away before your eyes under the strength of the spider's caustic salva, while the equipment smokes and hisses until you clear it off with water. Weapon damage reduced from 9 to 5. So it's not even in a good situation to get that item. You determine the billy clubs is damaged but still usable. You scurry away from the infested warehouse. Well, at least we're getting some progress there. There undoubtedly must be another move there to evolve that card up so that you could fix the weapons. Otherwise, you should probably target failing or target items you don't actually care about. We're already at 105. We need to get 130 max life. And I want to camp just to see if my companion does something. So I think to increase your max life in this unrested Iron Peak, which has far too many options, is to ask about this. And then lose 5 gold, gain 9 max life. Now we're being attacked. Let's fight to defend the woman. We might as well fight.
Let us see what this happens here. Can achieve.
We probably need some fame. And this will at least let us see how well the blacksmith is helpful in fights. For companions, they've managed to have 2 female, 2 male, and 1 goblin companion. So that's a very equal split, except for goblins, I suppose, and monsters. But it is very obvious you will get another monster if you had defeated the servant DLC character. So, almost exactly equal. One of the females is this blacksmith, Arande, or Ariadne. I don't know how you would actually pronounce that. I'm going to go with Arande, even though that's probably wrong, almost certainly wrong. And then the other one is, I think, Katara, who is a hunter. So, yeah, that's seems like a decent balance for your standard character classes, Dungeons and Dragons style character classes. Steel and Flesh both subscribe to the same rules. If you hit them hard enough, they do what you want. When activated, Arande performs powerful attacks that cause high armor damage. Stay close to charge your ability faster. Alright, so trying to activate people's abilities more than pay attention to what's going on. And so I took more damage there than I really should have. Particularly considering we don't have Ironheart at the moment. Let's see. Gain 1 from 3. This requires 8 fame, but will give you plus 20 max life when you have one-handed weapon equipped. This requires 16 fame. This requires 12 fame, so that's the best one to pick anyways.
You may take their garb, but hopefully not their ideas.
Let's go with the ruby ring because that will probably be a better item. I'm way too late into this game to say something like this, but I'm starting to really enjoy the idea of the strategy of these kinds of experiences. The problem, though, obviously, is what I just said, that you can't really be 20 plus hours into a game and just then start to have an opportunity for strategy. It's just not realistic. I imagine there's a lot of games like this where you would do a lot better.
Now the power is yours to use.
Where it's supposed to be repositing thieves, but this would be defeating thieves. Yeah, let's just equip it anyways.
Keep walking in the light of grace, and this ring will favor you.
Yeah, I think there's probably quite a few games out there that having a save file and cheating your way that way, having a like 100% save file and starting from that experience can really save the entertainment value on things. That would have given me a blessing. Now, what I want to check is, what's the deal on this? When you have more blessings than curses, so Ruby Ring only is helpful if I have a blessing. I just lost an opportunity for a blessing. You would think you could just use this healing right now instead of going to a campfire. But no, you have to camp. There's no talking to the blacksmith, but perhaps the blacksmith is showing us some two options of purchasable things. So Ward of the Innocent would be helpful if you need to find the exit early. This would be helpful if we were looking for less food consumption. It doesn't do anything, it seems, for the other items. So I guess maybe the move on the spider one might be to take the most expensive item you can and then sell it. But even if I was to sell something, I would just be buying a shield to reveal 2 locations, which would increase our max health. So it might make some sense to do that, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna move to the next section without even trying to talk to people, because I'm trying to play this fairly quickly, because one of two things are gonna happen.
Big enough price on a
is
man's
that we're
head,
going to either
and you'll find every wheel
fail
crawls out
and
of
need
the
to play
woodwork in
multiple
order to
times,
claim it.
or we're gonna get lucky and succeed, and then move on to another mission. And in the failing. Alright, so if they are throwing bombs at me, I don't really have time to play around with trying to do other things. Drink some healing spirits in the middle of all that, and just to keep our health somewhat high. Although Should I actually be using the healing spirits? Probably not. So we now have that armor. We now have that shield.
Tinged with irony. Not a single innocent has ever sat at my table.
So we move on. Winter solstice. I don't think we can do anything because we don't have a blessing. That's probably a bad card to have. Ask for longer life. We are now past the 130 max life. We just have to maintain that. Now the big challenge is to get to 170. Let's see what we can sell. You can't even sell this weapon. Selling this for 7 doesn't make a lot of sense. Maybe selling this would make some sense. Although weirdly, I think you can kind of have this equipped or get its ability regardless. But here's Lionheart, and so we absolutely want Lionheart, so we will sell everything if necessary to get to that point. One-handed weapon. Well, this is only going to give us money, so of course I'll sell that. Then I guess we would sell this. And that's that. What? Lionheart disappeared? Oh man, that is unfair. That is crazy, crazy unfair. So what equipment do I have now? I guess we need a one-handed equipment now. This mace you would think would be one-handed. I think it's probably wise just to keep your keep everything then. Yeah, let's just take food. So I got really screwed over there. We still can get silver in this scenario, and
it seems everybody wants you dead, from the high to the
decent
low.
Odds. So far, if I was going to play this a second time, I'm only changing a couple of things. Yep. So the purple ones are silencers, and they need to be killed faster. Because their jumping attack is pretty much undefeatable. Like, still, there's very obviously a desire here to get Lionheart early so that you can get the best out of it. And see, I don't think there's actually any value in oh man, we are once again seeing Lionheart here as a fifth thing. And then if I leave and come back, will Lionheart be here? Okay.
When all is lost, perhaps you can find a little extra strength to press on.
So, now, which artifact do I want to increase the charges on? Lionheart, yes. It has 3 uses. And which artifact do I want to take uses from? Healing Spirits, which has 2 uses, which will get it up to a 5, which may be a maximum. The just pathetic roll there. One more roll. Barely made it.
Victory. You are learning.
And I don't think we can purchase anything else, which I'm not sure. There is too much more to purchase. I think we have one more level, and then I think that is what's going to happen at the end of this level, is that we get attacked by an arrow that we don't even see coming, and it will just do a certain amount of damage to us. That being said, I wouldn't be surprised if you actually do have to fight something else after all of that. I still really have like no idea how you are actually supposed to take out some of these characters. I hope I'm making actual progress towards getting the shard or token from this weapon. We should look at that. Let's see. We're probably not going to have any real use for this. Although that's not a terrible card.
I have little trust in artifacts that breathe, myself.
See, like, you can't really equip anything, though. Defeat 15 thieves with the finisher. We're up to 10, so, and this is an actual token. So getting this done on this Billy Clubs may unlock a better card. And then this would be one-handed weapons. Do we have a one-handed weapons? Yes, we can equip the neglected sword. to get more max life if necessary. Let's see. Oh man, I just lost 2 uses on that. That was a dumb move. But I guess that teaches me to learn better. Now I won't have any more recharges on the Lionheart, so clearly the move would have been to camp and use Lionheart at least down to 3 uses, probably down to 2 uses immediately. We're not running into enough fights to justify sitting on it.
You have far more pride than the usurper ever did, but you reach far further than he did. Curious.
So this is a new card, we didn't know what it does. A noxious smell alerts you of an oncoming group of toshers, led by a short, stumpy woman with an eye patch Eve, they call her, and although they dress in greasy drabs, her fingers are adorned with exquisite rings, and their pockets deep with gold. Look at this princess. I bet they've never done a day's dirty work. She sniggers. Snickers? Sniggers? Okay, I'm not sure that's spelled correctly. What do you say? Fancy eking out a bit of coin? Tide's a-coming. Better get in there quick, princess, says Eye Patch Eve, as one of her consorts lifts a lid off a manhole. As you and the toshers come splashing down, your boots soak up the muck. You feel something at the bottom of the putrid subterranean river. Okay, so do we get to pick what we're going to take here? If so, I'm going to take the ruby ring back. You plunge your hands into the rancid water and pull it out. So I imagine you don't actually get the item unless you can get the winning rolls. And I still would need a blessing. You fish out the trinket, doubtful it's worth such torment.
A foolish trinket, created by an idle priest. Still, it works.
The sewer walls tremble. Time to service, she shouts as the toshers lift themselves out of the gutter. They pull you out. As the tunnel floods, you gain 2 fame. I have no idea what a tosher is supposed to be, but it seems to me like it would be a untouchable class type of people, dirty class, migrant class, gypsy-like class of people. Or it might inherently not be a class of people as much as it's a group of people who choose to run through what could only be assumed to be a sewer, rummaging for trinkets. I did get the shard on that, which is great because I don't see a real reason why I would ever use that item. Speaking of which, let's just use the artifact. At least twice. Just in case there is some crazy way. Yeah. I really don't think that there is another crazy way that we could get a refill. And even if I did use it one more time and get a refill, I'm going to be at 169, so I need one other thing to increase our max life. Whether that is going to be having more blessings than curses, or having a one-handed weapon. There's one-handed weapon, I guess it would work.
Even the greatest of all of us are our Father's children, for better or worse.
So this is our companion quest, and we've never seen this before. Anders the Drunkard. While taking refuge in Nag's Head Tavern, a popular drinking establishment and impromptu fistfight arena, You find a man resting his head in a pool of ale, a look of utter gloom fixed on his face. Anders Arendi rushes forward and pulls him into a proper sitting position. He blinks twice, then slumps back into his ale. Though much more disheveled since you last saw him, this is indeed Anders, apprentice blacksmith and friend to Arende. Let's see. Arende looks concerned as Anders lies in his sad ale puddle. We've got to cheer him up. Well, we don't have enough food. We don't have enough gold, so tickle him is the only option. The grizzled tavern patrons watch with morbid curiosity as the two of you begin to tickle Anders. Alright, well.
Patience. Do not move too quickly, for haste breeds only failure.
Yeah, that was going to be almost impossible to win. Anders remains blank-faced. Let's try again. I guess we get a couple options here. You're going to have to get it in the middle. The edges don't give you enough time.
You have done well.
His face twists into a frown, turns red, and then, unable to take it any longer, he bursts into laughter. Arande slaps him on the back and sending him flying. That's it, lad. I knew you had it in you. With Anders in better spirits, you decide to relocate to a cleaner table. Anders still looks glum, but at least he isn't lying in a pool of ale anymore. Ask why he was lying in an ale puddle, I guess is the first question. I'm a man without a purpose, a man without money, a man without friends. An awkward silence stretches between you. I'll ask him what happened to his forge. He promptly burst into tears. My forge was shattered by that blasted ogre. I hope you killed it. His eyes suddenly turned red with anger. We did kill the ogre. That's the only way we would have unlocked the companion and this companion quest card. Continue. Cheer up, Anders. And they returns from the bar with a basket of fried almond bread. Whatever it is that you need help with, I'm sure me and the old hero can help you. Can you repair my forge? The apprentice blacksmith looks doubtful. I'll need terror vein ore, among other things, not to mention it was your late father who built it, so I have no idea how to even begin rebuilding. I guess the answer here is to say yes. The companion nods, her blue eyes bright and earnest. Of course, easy as pie. Anders looks a little more hopeful. You really are nothing like your father. Anya frowns, then shakes her head and grins. Thank the gods for that.
So twisting your path to this table. Now I begin to understand why you cannot help but aid the hapless.
First step, says Arande, propping her friend back to his chair, is to find a mechanical oddity. So, we now have 2 coins of progress, and so there still is reason to continue playing this game, even though it has been a very long journey. Thank goodness when I do make these series, I don't run into situations like this as often. Or very often at all, where there's just a prolonged slump in the middle of it. Although most of the times, if there was going to be a prolonged slump of not making much progress in the middle of a series, I would have just ended the series.
There are those moments before death where everything appears to stand still. Can you feel it?
So there's our exit.
Closer, drawing its breath.
We have 2 more encounters, and we have 3 pieces of food, so we are in kind of a great position. Let's go and sell this anyways. See if we can buy anything that would be helpful. Nope. Not really. So we're just selling for gold for the sake of having gold.
I cannot imagine how your headstone will look should you manage to get eaten by an herb.
We're gonna throw the billy clubs in here. And with that, we have done it. Let's go ahead and camp. We will use Lionheart's last use. And we are at 174. We don't need to buy food. So, now it's just a matter of, we have a 7 here, 19 here, 13 here. You equip that. That gives you plus 20 health. It's not going to do a lot of damage. If I equip this, you lose that 20 max health. So the sword is the only thing. So ideally, yes, you would have wanted a stronger sword and a shield with way more defense. But Lionheart and the other event cards I picked have gotten us to not only silver but gold. This card would have gotten us if we had a blessing, but I do think it probably would have been wiser to not have any cards focused on blessings and instead have just more cards that directly give you max life.
The reaping begins. Can
So
you
an
withstand
uneasy,
it?
unease grows as you return to the flailing dragon once more. Every shadow and bush seems like it may conceal your hunter. We will surprise the Reaper with 170 max life, but if we actually have to fight him and he does 170 damage to me, then I literally have 4 life. So there's still a possibility of just losing if you actually have to fight the person. Although it seems really, really unfair to have to fight him after that without healing. The innkeeper looks up as you enter. "Ah, my favorite adventurer, and still alive, I see." He goes to relate the worrying news that the tavern has come to the Reaper's attention. "My sources say he will arrive here sometime tomorrow. It seems your destiny is in your hand, warrior." So you turn in for the night. In the morning, the innkeeper casts a healing spell before you leave. So we're at max 194 life now. You hear no sound as it strikes you. No sounds, no warning, not even a hint that the Reaper has appeared behind you. And see, that's not you gained 20 life. This is where you stagger to your knees, the enchanted shaft of the Reaper's famous magic arrow protruding from your side. So that would have been 130. Wow. So it actually doesn't do 170 damage, it only does 130. So we're at 64 out of 194. That's not terrible. Unfortunately, we're not getting to 200 if there was like an achievement for that. You recover from the force and magic of the arrow as your assailant appears approaching cautiously. Maybe this character is also very weak. "You possess strong magic indeed to shrug off my arrows so as would an ogre or golem," he remarks as you remove the shaft and inspect it. This is an assassin of greed, so he is just a thief character, but he is also a brimstone character. You hear a familiar chant in the innkeeper as the magic fills your veins, returning your vigor in a rush. So I get another 50 health. So I'm at 114. I'm in a pretty good situation now. Find the blade. It is then the Reaper readies his blade to finish you off. So if you just got over 130, you have a decent chance of winning this battle. I'm still not sure why sometimes these loading screens only show gold instead of gold and blue. The Reaper, Death's Messenger. The Reaper performs quick, heavy attacks. Use evade to avoid damage. So, what we will try just to let the companion do most of the damage. Honestly, yeah, I really should just stay next to the companion, use her ability to do massive amounts of damage, and just stay out of it. Like, it's questionable whether I even, like, am gonna get to a finisher attack. So, like, at the last second there, I was able to do a finisher attack, but clearly our companion there is a winner as a companion against any big boss fights. And I guess that's why you only unlock her after you fight an ogre who is a big deadly boss. Because you can just send her to attack enemies and avoid taking damage yourself. The Reaper lies dead at your feet, but searching his body reveals few clues as to who sent him. You return to the inn to recover from your ordeal and plan your next move.
Even death itself lies defeated, or at least its agents. Do not hurry to think yourself truly immortal. The question that stands is simple. Who wanted you dead so badly? Of course, this is where the blade begins to turn.
And see, that's another great example of just like two lines of dialogue that really needed to be separated out and said at different times. What I'd like to see, and it seems like this would be pretty obvious, is that every time you turn over to a new level in a challenge, that would be an opportunity for the narrator to say something. Anyways, for surviving the Reaper's Arrow, we get Spider Trap, Fabled Beast with a shard, Interception with a shard, and General Store, which I thought we already had a General Store, but we may only have Trading Store. We also get the Harvest Blade, a Broad Shield with a token on it, and Tiger's Eye. And for getting gold, for surviving the Reaper's Arrow with lots of life to spare, we have the Reaper's Arrow, Platinum card, and Sacrificial Bond. And so maybe that is where we've missed out on several Platinum cards, is that there have been several challenges where I haven't gotten gold. Also, for some other activity, for venturing into the Spider's Nest, we've unlocked an Imperial Helm item. And for promising to fix Anders' Forge, we've unlocked a Mechanical Oddity companion card. And that gold lit up the map quite a bit. Alright, and that finally did enough for us that we could do the moon, which I don't think we've ever done, and we would have to complete more challenges to do the star. We still don't have enough companions to unlock the devil, which really sucks. So I want to count here. There should be 21 missions this would be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there should be one more mission after the sun. Or maybe 2 more missions after the sun. I could be a little off here. But we won't even see these unless we can get more challenges done. Which I guess that puts me in a weird position. We jumped around and we didn't do justice. What does justice require? This would be defeat a whole bunch of northerners. Let me just put the recommended cards in here first of all and see what would be in there. Not event cards, it's equipment cards that I'm really looking for. I'm looking for Colborne's Blade. Could we get that, and would we use it appropriately in this scenario? We don't know what this item even does. I don't see Colborne's Blade, though it would be at the beginning here. It almost feels like Colborne is just dead. Completely. And that can't be the truth. You can't just kill off a character permanently. But I also don't see like a companion card. Yeah, as far as I can tell, Colborne is just dead. And I don't know what mission we even lost him at. It would have been probably strength that we would have lost him on. I am confused. There must be some way to bring him back to life other than using Colborne's. Here's Colborne's sword. So why is it here as an item? In between Cardinal Blade and Dark Thirst. And not here. Well, we know where Colborne's sword is. At least that it's on strength. Could we check some of the other places? It's here. Maybe it's only in places where you've already defeated it. So I'd have to find something that would kill a bunch of northerners to use this. To bring Colborne back. And I would have to replay something, I think. Unless we can use Colborne's sword. Maybe you just can't use it in Justice. Have we done the star? Yes, we have. And failed. So the only
I
new
miss
thing
them,
is the
my
moon.
Jackson queens, the members of my court. Each of them died long ago, of course, but they lived with me through my game. Now they are all lost, and I have merely these parts to reassemble.
You have an insider that may help you infiltrate the palace, gather support among the populace of the corruption seeped city in order to convince them that the emperor must be killed. So we're jumping forward in the story here, but it seems like that's pretty obvious. So if we take that sword and then try not to grab any other new things. Let's see. That may be the best bet. Is this a corruption? Yeah. Card. Is this a corruption card? No, this is a skeleton card. Unfortunately, we can't take that one. We've got to take that one to figure out what it is. We should take things that have tokens on them more than we should take things that just have shards on them. There we go. So that would be what I would want to start with. It's going to be a lot of gambits. I imagine we still take her as a companion, which then imagine means we take that. Now, then we would take new cards, and then what would be the best thing? I still think you want to take that to get the other platinum equipment. And then we'll take that and that. And then this is revive a companion. Ooh, we probably want that. I wonder if there is another revive a companion card somewhere. Or if healer is literally the only one. Because that may be the other way you could get something. I'm going to take that card. I'll take that card. Take that card, take that card. It does seem to me like you really are going to not have any other revive. There are several cards here that would have you fight more northerners, so if you did want to play a specific scenario where you were fighting northerners, you could increase your odds quite a bit with some of these cards. And some of these new cards, there's really just no reason you'd ever want to play them. If you've seen them once, it is still very crazy that Unrest at Iron Peak just has so many different outcomes. So, this is a headhunt. You have earned an Empire death warrant. Tread lightly. Gambits the people of the city are fickle and twisting as the streets they call home. Be prepared to face what may come. And then curses with burrows being walled off with the living and still inside. Citizens will not hesitate to fling curses, even if only just to protect their loved ones. Okay. Take leather armor. I kind of wish I could use Ring of Preparation more often. Battered helm. And I guess crossbow. Maybe that's a mistake. Maybe I should take some gold or food. But I actually would like to upgrade a lot of these token cards, which definitely feels like I've dropped the ball on these starting items, and upgrading these starting items could be the difference between success and failure pretty easily. Well, that puts me in a decent position. We have 2 paths potentially to revive Colborn, which gives us 2 paths to at least see the devil challenge. The question still hangs over my head, certainly, though. Can I defeat enough challenges to just even see the last challenge in this game and unlock it, let alone beat it? Unlike the beginning of this episode, I don't have a lot of confidence for this next challenge because I don't know exactly the right cards that are needed, or what the actual goal even is going to be. But we'll just have to play this once and figure out how to modify the card deck size, or the card deck list, not size. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, and keep on watching. Thanks.